So my dad has been staying with us for the last few weeks, but recently he's had a bit of a problem with his throat. So we are going to take him to the doctor in China.
When you get the appointment in the hospital, you may have to wait a year.
So over 60-year-olds in Britain, all medicine is free? All right, so this is the medicine. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This costs, as I said, about £12. You choose your specialist straight away, so it's possible to see a doctor, get tests and get results in on the day. Let's go. You go through there. Touch the top. So what do you think of the Chinese metro, or the Chengdu metro, I should say?
I think it works wonderfully well, and I like the fact that the bags are x-rayed.
Oh, you like that, do you?
Yes, I mean, it stops terrorism and dangerous people on the metro.
So I think in Britain there's no X-ray, is there? And the sort of on the underground, on the tube, there's no X-ray.
Nor on the train.
Walking through the office block. All right, so we're out the metro, and now this hospital, the Second People's Hospital of Chengdu, has a dedicated metro station. And so here we are. There are actually some wonderfully old buildings here. So this hospital, the Second People's Hospital, is one of the older hospitals in Chengdu. It's not as famous as Huaxi Hospital, which is the biggest hospital in southwest China. The reason I'm not taking you there today is because it's incredibly busy.
Yes.
We'd probably get an appointment, but certainly not as quick as the appointment we got for this hospital. And by the way, guys, I'm going to show you how I got the appointment for this hospital and how quick it was. I'm going to screen record the WeChat, how I got the appointment, and I'll show you guys in a second. But here we are at the hospital. And this hospital was actually started by Canadians. In fact, Huaxi Hospital was also started by Canadians. I think a mix of Canadians, British and Americans, but the Canadians were the main builders of this hospital, the first group of doctors. So a lot of people don't know that, but you know that now. I don't know if that's good for your legs or your knees, but that's a really fun thing. 这个叫啥子？是啊哈，我问你找啥子，不是多少钱？你打嘛，我买一个，你打我真的买一个。
我老了，我不好打。
我就想给我爸买，我说老年人打这个会不会对身体好？
好打的。
So this thing is, I can't really do it, but it's sort of a thing you kick if you hold the camera. 怎么打？这样打吗？老年人可不可以打？
可以打。
好，我来一个。Ready? 哎呀，不行。
You better buy it.
I better buy. I have to buy it now. That I've played with it and filmed
Yes,
it.
okay.
So this is fun.
I've got some cash.
Have you got 10?
Yeah.
So this is really fun. All over China, but especially in Sichuan, people play with this. I don't know how good it is for your joints, but it certainly gets you moving in the morning. And I guess that's what a lot of us need. So could you sort of describe for perhaps people that haven't been to Britain or haven't seen a doctor in Britain, what is the process for seeing a doctor in Britain?
Yes. Well, first of all, you need to register at a doctor's practice near where you live. When you've registered and they've accepted you as a patient, but you've got to live in a sort of catchment area, otherwise they won't accept you. There may be other conditions. Then, if you have a medical problem, you either ring up or book an appointment on the internet, and you'll go and see a general practitioner known as a GP in Britain, and he will spend no more than 10 minutes, and usually only one medical problem he'll deal with. He won't want to deal with a lot, and there's a lot of pressure. He'll say, oh, we've got patients waiting, you'll have to make another appointment. And he will either be able to diagnose your problem or say, I better send you to the hospital for tests or for certain diagnostic procedures. When you get the appointment in the hospital, you may have to wait a year before you're seen.
A year? As long as a year?
Yes, sometimes a year. If it's urgent, he can put in for an urgent referral within 2 weeks, and you're meant to, in theory, get a letter or a phone call or a message on your phone saying there's an appointment. But even urgent referrals, you can wait 6 months before you get that.
Okay, so that's sort of interesting. So quite different from the Chinese system. So British system is a GP system. depending on where you live, you will have your doctor, and he or she is your doctor for pretty much as long as you live in that area, or as long as that doctor.
Britain, you mean? Yes.
Or however long that doctor works until they retire. You see the doctor. How long does it take normally to get an appointment? Is it easy? Same day, next day?
It's usually the next day.
I found that as well. You know, a lot of people, because there are a lot of videos about UK healthcare system, a lot of complaints actually, and a lot of people say it's difficult to get the appointment. In my experience in Britain, it's not that difficult to get the GP's appointment, although I think some places in the country it is difficult.
Yeah.
The difficulty is waiting for the specialist, or for example, in my case, I've often been told to do physiotherapy, but it takes so long to get the physiotherapy session. Often some people either just don't wait, or they recover in the time.
Or
Go private. That's happened. Sometimes I've recovered. Once I was asked to go to physiotherapy. I think I had to wait 3 months, and after 3 months, my leg was already better. So I mean, it worked, but perhaps not how they planned to work. Or as my father said, a lot of people just go private. So I think that's the difference. Of course, in China, it's not a GP system. There are little doctor's surgeries, but they're not that common in the big cities. In the countryside, people tend to go more to those sort of smaller doctor surgery. In the big cities in China, there are so many hospitals, and you go to a hospital to see a doctor, so very different to Britain. You go to the doctor, you choose your specialist straight away, so basically if your throat hurts, you're going to, what is this? This is the nose, mouth, ear department, throat, or of course if you have other problems, you go to a specific department, you see that doctor, and it's possible to see a doctor, get tests and get results in on the day. Of course, hopefully we won't need tests for you today, but let's see. Guys, we won't be able to film inside the room. You're not allowed to film, which I think is fine, but we'll let you know what happens when we come out. Us out of the doctor's appointment. Sorry, Dad, that was all sort of translated, but I'll tell you basically what he says.
Yes.
He thinks it's your throat. He thinks it's a long, because you've had it for a long time, but it's a bit worse now. Given us some medicine. It's going to cost us about 100 RMB, so approximately about £10. There's quite a lot of medicine to take. But here in China, I just asked the doctor, can we have more medicine? He says, no, everything's controlled by the pharmacy or the government department that runs the pharmacy, so we've got a week's medicine.
It's fairly standard.
Fairly standard, but he had a look at it.
Yeah, but he was nice.
He was nice. He spoke a bit of English and was friendly.
Unlike some of the other ones who were rather dour.
Yeah, no, he was. I think he was excited as well. He was excited to speak English.
Yes,
Exactly.
He was genuinely interested. He said, "Where do you come from?"
Let's go and get the medicine.
Okay, so we've got like 4 different types of medicine, as it's here, 107.95 RMB. So yeah, this is the right place to pay. We're queuing up here.
You want to queue there and I'll queue here.
Okay, I'm going to... So we've got this. So it's about 11 or 12 pounds. Get the medicine. We pay here, and then the pharmacy is opposite.
Are they paid decent wages, doctors? I mean, more than the workers in the street.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, doctors, they sort of get a bit of a commission on various things. However, that's why it's a really good idea to come to the busy hospitals. Because if you go to the less busy hospitals, they literally could be relying on you getting tests and medicine to increase their wages.
And so they'd send you for like an endoscopy, whether you need it or not.
But of course, in this hospital, which is so busy, you can see so many people, they don't need to do that. They have enough patients without actually...
But would doctors say earn more than Jasmine? I mean,
I think similar.
Doctors in Britain can earn huge amounts of money.
I'm going to find out how much money, on average, doctors in China and Chengdu and the Second People's Hospital earn,
and I'll put it maybe in the description. I'll find out. Find out. I think it's probably between 7,000 to 12,000 RMB. So I think probably 700 to 1,200 pounds a month, which is very good. The average wage here is about 300 or 400 pounds. So I think they'll be making double or 3 times the amount.
Yeah.
And if you're a specialist, like today's doctor cost, normally a doctor's appointment costs about 15 RMB. This doctor costs almost 100 RMB. He's a specialist.
Yes.
So he'll get a percentage of that.
It's only £10.
Only £10. But for Chengdu hospitals, a £10 appointment is expensive. Most appointments are about £2.
Yeah.
Pharmacy's just opposite. Now we've got to look. We are, what number are we? Should be obvious, we've got a foreign name. All right, so this is the medicine. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of medicine we have here. Will you try it, you think?
Yes, I will. I've never been given medicine for this complaint before.
So this costs, as I said, about £12. What would this cost in Britain, you think?
It would be free if you're over 60.
Oh, actually, so over 60-year-olds in Britain, all medicine is free?
I think it's 60, maybe it's 65, but it's when you're a certain age of seniority. What was your question?
Just how much it would cost in Britain for this medicine. I remember paying sort of £10 for medicine, or £9.99 or £8 in Britain.
I'm not sure because I haven't bought any for so long. I don't actually know what it would cost. But if you think it's about £10,
but basically, past a certain age in Britain, prescriptions are free.
Free, absolutely, yes.
Well, that's interesting because a lot of these videos, and I don't want this video to be like that. This video is we've just gone to the doctors, and what has happened. You guys have seen everything that's happened. I'm not really going to edit this video. Everything we've seen, you are going to see. A lot of people sort of describe the NHS. They're very sort of negative about the NHS, and I guess there are things to be negative about, but certainly that's a big positive, I'd say. Free prescriptions.
Yes, it is. And generally speaking, people are pleased with hospital treatments. Occasionally things go very wrong, but most people praise the NHS.
I think the biggest complaint is the waiting times. Once you actually get treated,
then it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
All right, brilliant. Okay, that's it. This is the end of our trip. We've been to the doctor, we've been to the hospital here in Chengdu, the second People's Hospital. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, please do so. I hope you never need to go to a doctor in China, but if you do, perhaps this has helped or you found this video interesting. So, bye from my father and me. That's it. Bye-bye. 再见.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 再见. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So first of all, I go into the WeChat app, and then in that app, I search for whatever hospital I want to go to. So in this case, I want to go to the Chengdu Second People's Hospital. So I type that in, and you can see we have this page here. I go to make an appointment, and then there's a lot of instructions here about making an appointment. And like anywhere in the world, you have to agree to terms and conditions. Then you press continue or confirm. Then you choose your location, because this hospital has multiple locations. I'll choose the one closest to me and also the one in the city centre of Chengdu. And then you choose basically which department you want to go to. Now, in this case, we want to go to, I believe it's called this sort of mouth, ear, throat. But I'm going to just type in ear here and see what comes up. Nothing comes up, so I'm going to try the first one. There we go. So the first character of ear, there we go. And I'm going to go there, make an appointment. Then I can choose the dates here. So you can see you've got the dates ahead of us, including today and tomorrow. So you choose the date. So this is the Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, although of course you can see on Saturday I think there'll be less appointments, although actually still quite a few. Sunday, let's see. Oh gosh, there's appointments on Sunday as well. So pretty much every day of the week you can make an appointment. Let's say we want to make an appointment on Friday here. So we go down and we see what doctors are available. You can see they've got their name, their position, so what level of doctors. So are they a junior doctor, I guess a senior doctor, maybe a consultant, the varying levels of their doctors. And that normally corresponds with their price. So 71 RMB is quite expensive, and that's for, I guess, a high level doctor. And you've got here a doctor for 301 RMB. That must be a very expensive doctor. You can see that's a Zhuren, and also part of a second hospital, in fact. So sometimes they have collaborations with other hospitals, but basically you choose your doctor, whichever one you want, whichever price. Let's say here, I'm going to go, I want to check this, was it Tuesday? There was a doctor here. Let's check this doctor here. So this man here, 91 RMB. Again, quite expensive for Chengdu. There are different prices, 71, 91, 31, 18, 18. I'm going to choose 91. I'm going to choose the morning of that day. Then we're going to look, and then you can choose your time, 8 to 8:30, 8:30 till 9. Choose a slot. I don't want to get up too early. Let's do 9:30 till 10. I confirm the time, and then here we go. There's my name, the doctor, what department, the time, the price, and here I go to, and here I press pay fee, and I press that button, and then I pay the amount. Just confirm is exactly what you want. Don't forget, don't be late. Make sure all the details are correct. You press continue, and then there's another warning as well, and then of course you pay the money, and that way you have an appointment.
You can get an appointment on the same day normally, but very easy to get an appointment the next day or the day after. But as I said, appointment on the same day is often possible. And that is how you make an appointment for the doctor in China at the Second People's Hospital of Chengdu.